Mo and Nicole, and welcome to On Our Terms, where you'll be getting all the tea. You basically are in our group chat, text thread, phone call to your homegirl, everything. And go ahead and put out our disclaimer, Nicole. If you don't like what we're saying in the group chat, leave the conversation. Stop watching. Also, if any of the stories sound familiar to you, do not react. Because if you react, then people will know it's about you. Okay, let's start. All right. So today, what's our topic? So we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship in our career. So how we started our business and the ins and outs of it. Yes. So we'll introduce, I guess, like who we are in this entrepreneur world, in the trenches of entrepreneurship. So my business is Polk Apothecary. So I do all natural products. I'm a skincare product formulator, as well as a local esthetician here in Portland, Oregon. And I started my first business making coochie products in 2019. And then in 2022, I ended up switching over to skincare products, holistic skincare. And yeah, it's been a journey. What about you, Nicole? Well, I have a hair care brand called Eladine, and my products are made with organic fruits, vegetables, and herbs that aid in hair growth and reduce scalp inflammation and hair loss. When did you start? Oh, yeah, I started in 2020 during COVID. I launched on Black Friday in 2020, so in November. And then it just went up from there. And here I am almost 6 years later, successful. Successful. I know that right. I know that right. Yeah, I have this thing where I always start on like the new year. Like, I don't know what it is about the new year. Like, every time I start a new business or do a rebrand or something, it's always the new year. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about the new year. Okay. Well, how did we get started? I got started with skincare or just all of that. Really like with all natural products and just becoming an herbalist and, diving into this industry because, it's always because of a gap. And we always talk about a gap. What gap are you feeling? I feel like that's the question you get asked the most. What's the gap that you're feeling? And basically, I never, saw the women in my family, Black women in my family, go indulge in self-care, such as massages and facials. Like, I don't know if you heard this when you're little, but that's white people stuff. Yeah. That's white people stuff. I say it. Yeah. But it's like we would also say that about the things that it's like we would feel like we can't afford because that's how they made us feel. That's how society made, our parents feel. Like that was not for us. Right. So I feel like that carried down and like, even now I feel like I get questioned on, why do I cater to melanin rich skin and stuff where it's like people feel like, oh, white people have more money. So you should really be focused on them. But it's like, black people got money too. Like, so especially here in Portland, like, how many black people do we meet every day that work for, these companies, these sports companies, and these marketing companies, and they're from other places. Like, they're out of town, they're across the fucking ocean, different countries, and buying houses, and it's just like, they have money, and also some of them are from predominantly Black places where they don't have to look for me because there's a whole bunch of, women that look like me that are working as estheticians and hairstylists and stuff like that. So they're not having to search near and far for somebody. Right. Whereas in Portland, it's a smaller community. So, I am one of the only Black estheticians that do corrective skincare and things like that. So just, creating that space for us and, having that knowledge to work with people that have our skin was very important to me. And then, I always tell people I don't come from a beauty vanity standpoint. I come from the standpoint of wellness. Like, do this because it feels good. Do this because it boosts your confidence. When you look good, you feel good. Like, that is a very true statement. You know, some people make it seem like that's shallow statement. Like whatever you consider you looking good, whatever makes you feel good, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, essentially, things cost money. So, that's just what it is.
Yeah. Taking care of yourself is expensive.
Yeah, taking care of yourself is expensive. I got to do it.
Mhm.
You got to do it. So it's just, you got to do what you got to do to make sure you're sane. And, I like that I provide that space. But when it even comes to products, like, there are products out there that are catered to melanin skin, but also, providing products that are all natural that cater to melanin skin is where the gap is because, people go for his retinoids and all type of acids, HAs and BHAs, when it's like, honestly, some of these things are right in fruits and vegetables, right? So just having that knowledge, and everybody can't use everything that they can buy in the store or, these clinical products. Like everyone's sensitivities are different. So just creating, another option. And also teaching people that natural products can do exactly, or if not more, and cater to the health of your skin than these products with synthetic, actives and stuff like that. So, yeah. How about
Okay.
you?
And what it really costs.
What it really costs?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well, how much did it cost to start your business?
How much did it cost to start my business?
Yeah, you see a lot of people on social media that are capping, or maybe they are telling the truth, and they're like, "Oh, it cost me $500 to start my business. Now I make $5,000 a month." And for me, it didn't cost me no $500, and I definitely ain't making $5K a month.
I come from a very entrepreneurial family. One thing about me, I'm gonna make some money. I'm a good salesperson. I've always worked in sales. And I think even though I didn't go to school for like marketing, I feel like I did pay attention to marketing. I consume.
Yeah.
I consume, and I feel like I thought from that standpoint where it's like, these are the things that I consume. Why do I consume them? Like,
Right.
why do they speak to me? Why do I feel like I need to have it? What are the commercials, the ads, blah, 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 saying to me? So I feel like, okay, to start my business also, before ChatGPT, I guess I was using Google or whatever, but girl,
Man.
I was on that computer, and I found that a lot of people, they buy all the supplies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't have customers yet. So what I would do was make samples, take pictures, use them, whatever, and take pre-orders. So I would get the money and then go buy all the supplies. But like at first, I'm buying single little 8 ounces, few ounces of oils, herbs, and stuff just to make like one or, however many bottles. So I would say to do the LLC, to start marketing myself, it did not cost much. But I think at the time, like, after I made the pre-orders and all that, like, shit, girl, I think I had came out with like 50 orders. Like, starting a business, like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And this is at like coochie products time, let's say. So it's like, herbs and stuff. I had been researching stuff for a long time. Like, I did buy like bottles in bulk from like, what was it called? Bulk Apothecary.
Oh, yeah.
Like, like, I did, but also I had a job. I had a decent job. So I was working 40 hours a week, getting them checks and buying like supplies and everything, just like each check. So I would say, once I got the pre-orders and everything like that, girl, yeah, probably a good like maybe $1,000, $1,200. It was a good paycheck or two. It was a good paycheck or two. Yeah. What about you?
Right now, or should I just go into like how I started?
Yeah, go over how you start.
Okay. Well, let's see how I started. Well, my grandma, Eladine, is a well-known retired beautician, and I used to always see her do hair. And I used to want to be a cosmetologist when I was younger, but she was doing too many hairs for me. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. It's not that I can do hair. I definitely can. I know how to get relaxer, I know how to color hair, all of that. I just don't want to do it on anyone else's hair. Like I do on my mom's hair. Yeah, and never had no issues. It never fell out. I used to know how to braid everything, but I just did not want to stand behind the chair. So I've always been in love with products. I love smell like the relaxers, like they smell a bit of the chemicals. I've always loved reading the ingredients. And then as I got older, I started experimenting with different hair care products. So then in 2010, that is when certain people started to go natural.
Yeah.
You know, all we had was coconut oil, shea moistures, curly smoothie, and then the Eco Styler gel. And that was it. That was the starter pack. Remember they said like starter pack means?
Yeah, that was a starter pack. That was definitely like the natural girl starter pack.
Yes.
For sure.
And at one point, yeah, the coconut oil and the shea moisture, curly smoothie, whatever, and the Eco Styler, it did work, but I wanted to see what my hair looked like curly. It wasn't that, oh, the relaxer was breaking my hair off. I never had issues. Like when the girls be like, oh, the relaxer broke my hair off. Y'all was letting that sit on your hair for too long, or you would let somebody who was somebody playing your hair.
Yeah, you let somebody play your hair.
Yeah, I've never had an issue. Like honestly, I still be having withdrawals. If I want to get a relaxed today, I could, and nothing's gonna happen. I don't know what y'all were doing though, but I just want to see my hair like curly. So my best friend Cheyenne was like, I stopped getting a relaxer. I want curly hair again. You should try it too. So I'm like, okay. So I just stopped getting a relaxer, and my curls were coming out like loose, and it was a struggle. Like, did you ever go to that stage of like growing out the hair?
Yeah.
It's ugly.
I showed you that picture when I showed you the picture of me and my friend when I was like natural.
Oh yeah.
And like you could see the stringy parts at the end, you know, before I cut it off. But yeah.
See, Cheyenne, she cut hers off, and her hair was always longer than mine by like maybe 3-4 inches. For me, I was like, oh no, I don't want to go curly that bad. Like it would be curly and then straight. It was so tacky.
It was so bad.
Oh, I hated it. It was so nasty. But I let it grow out and have my aunt just cut my split ends whenever it was time to get cut. And then one day it was gone. I was like, I'm not doing no big chop. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in the big chop. I can't.
I'm sorry. I wasn't doing the big chop either. Also because my hair at the time, like, I feel like in any industry, you know, there's trends. And of course there were trends, but a lot of these trends were not catered to 4C hair. You know, and I am very much a 4C girly. So there was that. My twist outs wasn't turning out right. Like I just wasn't confident in my natural hair. But I feel like, you know, the markets, they, you know, at that time, we're not thinking so much into influencers that, you know, they're doing other stuff possibly to make their hair look good. Like the products that they're saying that they're just using or, you know, so, it, you know, we didn't know that they were mind fucking us at that time, you know, like even now people are just now finding out that influencers are mind fucking us. Like those clear skin ones, they got on makeup or skin tint, like
or a filter.
Yeah, or a filter. So it's just like, yeah, I just my hair care routine, whatever, to me wasn't working. And I wasn't about to cut off all my hair just in hopes that it would grow back. In hopes. So yeah, I think at that time I was like, I gotta find what's for me. And for years, you know, I was just like, I don't know. I tried the natural thing. I did the wigs. I did the braids. I felt like braids always made my hair grow. But eventually put these locks in. Baby, this hair down my back. You know, it just, you have to do what works for you. And I feel like just in any industry, it's like, you have to do what works for you. Like, you know, I feel like I didn't have success as the natural girly doing twist outs and all that. Some people feel like they succeed, you know, or people do succeed in that area. I didn't. So, and I want to be able to put my hair in a ponytail and then I'd be just a little fan. You know, I wanted that. Now I got a little pineapple. I can put it, you know, I can do things. So, I mean, whatever builds your confidence, I feel like you got to do, but keep going.
Yeah, and to add on to that, no one really knew what hair type was. So you're just playing with your hair texture and you think your hair is going to come out, not to get controversial, y'all, but like the mixed girls with curly hair. Because at my high school, the only girls who had curly hair were the mixed girls. Yeah. And then girls who were, I guess you could say, full black, we had relaxers and we were wearing it straight. So there were no curly hair like for us or like any girls walking around with curly hair.
Yeah. Like back then there weren't different hair textures for weave. Like you only had wavy, wet, straight.
You didn't even have kiki straight. You didn't have none of that.
And it's like then back then, y'all, we didn't have closures. It was leave out, baby. And then, people started doing invisible parts and stuff. But sweetheart, we didn't have closure. So you having two hair textures and girl,
it's a lot.
House party, baby.
Weave out is messed up.
Yeah, like it just,
Girls was wearing one bundles and thinking it was cute in high school and it looked a mess. Like talking about, oh, my weave ain't never looked that.
You so messy. Like, what did that have to do with anything? You just had to let it be known, like, I was looking busted. She had to let y'all know that y'all was busted in high school.
Y'all was. But see, y'all got money now. And I see y'all be looking better. Looking much better.
You burnt. Girl, I will never forget the quick weave stage. Like, girl, I used to
It was quick.
I used to do me a quick weave. Quick, fast, in a hurry. How I used to have a different hairstyle every week. Especially in college. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I don't think I started wearing weaves till college. Like, I was so against the weaves until college.
Oh, I just started, y'all. I'm kind of behind.
Well, girl, shut the... Mind you, you got what? 4B, 4A hair?
Oh, 3C, 4A.
3C. See?
Okay, see now.
See, you feel me? She's the op, y'all. 4C girlie, she's the op. She's one of the ops. You feel me? She's one of the ops. She's one of the ops. Don't let her fool you. That's what I'm gonna tell. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all on this show. Don't let Nicole fool you. Okay.
She told you on the first episode.
No, for real. Because why are you trying to act like you're not the op? Why are you trying to act like you're not this nappy headed bitch's op? Oh God, I am. You are the op. 3C play.
Cause that's the thing. Like, I felt like if my curls didn't come out cute, I didn't mind going back to relaxer. That didn't bother me. And then also, I had girls in high school be like, "Ew, you want to not get a relaxer? Your hair's gonna look so ugly." They're my customers today. But anyways,
how you gonna talk about your customers?
How they gonna tell my hair don't come out ugly? Cause now they tell me today, I want your hair. I know, like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Nicole is coming after y'all today.
I've been wanting to get that off my chest for a little minute. Which is why you shouldn't target people. But at the time, it's like, yeah, people were targeting you because, yeah, the mixed girls had curly hair. So what do you look like not getting a relaxer and having curly hair? Like, it was weird. But I wasn't gonna let nobody stop me or bully me from having curly hair. And so I started experimenting with different products. They used to work. And then I think my hair was just kind of like, no, like, you're drying me out. I was like, stop using coconut oil. And I still kept using it. Mm-hmm. So as I got older, like in 2020, I was like, you know what? I want to create my own hair care brand, but I don't want to use coconut oil. I'm tired of shea butter. What if I use fruits, vegetables, and herbs? Like, does that even exist? And I came across a brand that was using watermelon, like a watermelon edge control. And then Curls had blueberries. Mm. And then Mael had pomegranate. Mm. And then Camille Rose Naturals had herbs. Mm. But I'd never seen a brand that had all of it together. Mm. Now I see them today. But at the time, no. So I'm like, okay, let me start playing with pomegranate and spinach oil and lettuce oil and like radish oil, all that. Or even onion oil. And then that's how I came out with Eladine. I started off with 4 unique oils. Because I'm not a chemist. I don't know how to make shampoo and conditioner. So the 4 oils are like 2 hair growth oils and then a dandruff and dry scalp and then an itchy scalp. And then, yeah, that's how it started. A product junkie turned into a business owner.
Period. Yeah, I don't feel like I was ever a big product junkie. I would do skincare videos and I would use this shit from Ulta. And some of the videos would be, them products was burning me. Mm-hmm. They were burning me. They were cute. Like, that's what I was, I was trying to be in my influencer era. Like, let me promote these products. Maybe I'm going to get it. But they were burning me. And I was like, something got to give. Mm-hmm. Something has to give. So, definitely, that's kind of where it happened. Is like, these products are just not cool. You
No.
know, they're just not cool. Reading the ingredients.
Can't pronounce none of the words, so you learn, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be putting this on my skin or my hair." If your scalp
Yeah.
is your skin, in case y'all didn't know.
Yes, yes. So it's things like that where it's just like the more you know, it's like you do better type thing. Also, let me back up a little bit. As even just a child or whatever, I found it just very fascinating. Like, because at first I really wanted to be a hairstylist. Like, I wanted to be a hairstylist for a long time. But also, I think that just comes from, like, being in a beauty shop with your mom as a kid and,
It
you
was
know,
fun.
it was fun playing hair. They would give me extra mannequins and I'll be playing on the
Well, you know, tell them how to braid.
Yeah, so, like, things like that. But, yeah, I wanted to go to, hair school at first. And, it was just like I wasn't a product junkie. It was just like I liked servicing people.
Mhm.
I think I just likes that, aspect. And I don't know, eventually, it grew, but it was just like, I don't know. One, I wasn't going to school for too fucking long. The few months I did, I was fine with that. In college, I would do somebody a little quick weave and, I do me some color on myself. But yeah, just being in the hair salon, that's just like what I wanted to do. But when it came to like skincare and like me making my own skincare, I was really fascinated just even like I said, being in the beauty shop and seeing me like mayonnaise, eggs and shit to deep condition.
Right.
So then, that makes you go research and it's like avocado mask, hair mask, face mask. I was just like, wait, I got this shit. Like, a lot of that shit. I'm like, wait, I can do this and that. And I got this shit already. Like, oh, I go buy some bananas. Like,
Just mix it up.
yeah, I got honey. I got sugar to make a sugar scrub. I got some turmeric where I can go get some. I'm just right down the street from the store.
Exactly.
It was just like I thought that was cool as fuck.
It was fascinating because
Yeah.
it really can make it.
Yeah, and then also to see results from it. Like my aunt would always make it like I had an aunt that was really crafty and she would always make like salt scrubs, sugar scrubs, all those things, and I would love it. Go to her house, we was always making candles, like so that's where like my little craftiness comes from, DIY type thing. But to see something actually work, I think that was the fascination. Like, watching skincare work or it actually making my skin feel good or actually making my hair soft or,
Exactly.
bringing my curls back. Like, there, you feel good when you know something that you made works. And I just felt like, shoot, I want to share with other people. Like, people compliment you and it make you be like, yeah, I made it. Like,
No, I want to try.
yeah.
It's even more exciting when they say, "Oh, it worked," and it's not just someone who's your friend telling you, like, "No, like, look at the results." And they're like, "Oh, I'm a little chemist. I can be in the kitchen making this. Like, I'm changing lives out here."
Yeah, and then it's like, I mean, I do have a science background from like college and stuff like that. Shit, I knew after a while they want to be a nurse. I felt like that was just something I told my parents and everybody just so they can shut the hell up. Back then it was always, what are you gonna be when you grow up? What are you gonna do? What's next? Just say something. Like
I said 3 different careers.
exactly. So it's like now here I am, but still in the field of, biology, chemistry. I love science. I love making shit. I love knowing how like, stuff works and doing research. I just feel like in the field of entrepreneurship as opposed to like other jobs, every day is different. Like that repetitiveness in a job, that shit just, it wears you down. This shit wear you down, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And I feel like it wears you down where you want to eventually get back up. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, I'm still gonna be doing this shit every day. Exactly. It don't matter. Like, I'm still gonna come in, clock in, get on this computer, talk to some people on the phone, whatever it is that you do. Whereas with entrepreneurship, it's like you get tired of it, but I mean, if you really love shit, you're gonna get back up because every day is different. It's just the fact that sometimes every day is different.
Yeah.
It's chaos. But I don't know. I would rather be doing this than doing something repetitive. So
Yeah, there's creativity with being a business owner. Oh, wait, I'm gonna say how much it costs.
Yeah, let's say. Yeah.
So I would say for me, it costs, yeah, around like $1,500 because my oils are very unique and very expensive. So I'm not using, again, coconut oil and shea butter. I'm using pomegranate and Indian gooseberry and mustard and rice and all that. And it's very pricey. And then I don't know what I'm doing. You know, when you start becoming a business owner, you think you know everything and you've never been a business owner before. Like you have the nerve to have an attitude like, oh, I know what I'm doing. So I'm buying all these oils. Like you say about the people who just buy everything. I'm buying bottles. My bottles cost, I think $900. It wasn't until like the next year or two, I can get them for $300 or less. I was so mad. I'm getting like I'm getting the same amount of bottles, 2,700, but for way cheaper. Again, because you think you know everything and you're getting all these caps and you're also getting liners to seal the oils of the bottles. It's just so much and it's just sitting there. And you don't even know if you're really going to sell the products. You don't know because I didn't launch until like 4 months later. And yeah, I spent a lot of money that should not have been spent because I probably could have spent like probably 500 actually. Now that I know ingredients and different vendors, 500 under, and was spending at least 1K every time. Yeah. And no, I'm not making 5,000 a month. Like, but I could have if I actually played my cards right and did more research.
For sure. No, yeah, for sure. That's why I said, I think at the time it sounds bad, but I'm low key a social media junkie. Like, and I get fixated on like people's hyper growth. Like that is something that I research is people when businesses hyper growth, I go research how and why. I truly do because I have to understand how to
Right.
and like not saying I'm questioning it, but it's like I want to know how. Like I'm intrigued. And yeah, like at the time, like I think my whole timeline was just business people. Business people that I admired, for different things, whether that be marketing, how much money they make, how they spend their money or, different things. And yeah, I think it was just something, and I think it was like Twitter.
Twitter was bomb at the time.
Yeah, like I said, at the time, all my timelines were curated with business, like,
and celebrities were actually responding to you back then. Like, yeah, I'll buy it.
oh, and there were things like Clubhouse where you could talk to people, you could talk to celebrities, you could talk to business owners on their channels or in their rooms at whatever and ask questions. So you're right. But it was just like, at a time where I was utilizing social media for leverage. And I found that, the little boutique stores when girls, be selling little New York purses. And it's still fast fashion. They're doing pre-orders. They're saying, oh, they're taking the stock photo. These are in stock, ship out in 2 months. They're getting all your money and going to buy the product. Shoot, that's what Telfar was doing.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember, not gonna ship out for 6 months because he's getting all of your money to then send to the manufacturer to make these bags. So at this point, he knows his minimum order quantity. That's how he's selling out fast because he just needs to do the minimum order quantity. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I dove deep.
Yeah.
To figure these things out. So that's how I ran my business. And I wouldn't say I had hyper growth, but I definitely grew faster than maybe a lot of other people that are in business because I did the research first. I think a lot of things about business is doing research first. So that's where I was. And like I said, I thought about myself as a consumer. I'm a heavy consumer. I come from the era of the commercials were dial 1-800 da 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 da. Mom, I want that. That's the era I come from. So it's kind of like I'm a heavy consumer. So I know what sparks my interest.
Right.
I would say it don't take much. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about myself as a consumer and what makes me buy things and why I would be interested. Yeah. And that's how I work my business.
And that's how you should work your business. It's not always about you, the consumers. Yeah, you got to do the research. And that's where I did learn in school, market research. That really matters.
market research and also like utilizing your resources. Like some of these things I didn't need to go, try to figure it out all by myself. I used my resources. And I think at that time, everyone always wants to make like a social media bad. But you have to, things like social media, they weren't created for us to judge each other. And, they became those things. We made them those things.
Exactly.
Whereas like, MySpace, I think was originally made for like people doing music or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember. Yeah.
Facebook was for something.
For the college students, because you had to be in college to get Facebook, I think.
Yes, so it's like,
Instagram was only for iPhone.
They constantly evolved and became all of these things and they lost their purpose. Where some of these things were for networking and
I think maybe Twitter might have been for networking.
yeah. So things like that, or even
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Like those things were made for networking, for you to find your community and your people. And, then you got other people who don't care what it's there for.
That was hyper growth with Clubhouse.
Exactly. But it's like I utilize it for what it was. And that's how I do all social media. I utilize it for what I needed to do for me. Like, I have my personal page in which I love the memes, the Justin LeBoys, the pay niggas be broke. I love all those pages. But when it comes to like my business page, oh baby, ideas of the yin yang, people I am inspired by, content ideas, new things to do, those Canva,
the latest trends
ones and latest trends. Like, like I learn from social media. So to me, it's not a bad thing. And if I'm scrolling all day, it's not because of mess. It's because I'm learning.
Yeah.
I feel like social media is the way you learn how people think.
Exactly.
People are on there all day.
Every day.
Yeah. So you learning how people think. This is market research. Being on social media, you're in the field.
And you have access to your competitors. Before, I couldn't imagine doing Eladine in the 2000s with no social media because you're just guessing what your competitors are doing. Now, what they post, I'm about to post something better. You get to know their keywords. You get to see their followers. You kind of get to poach their followers and their influencers.
But also you get to see what people are liking, why they like them.
Exactly.
You're able to, like I say, do that market research where it's just like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And then seeing things sometimes makes you, think more deep into, your initial question. Like, first I was just asking, why are they so popular? Now I'm asking, well, shoot, how did they do this? Or how did they do that? Or, we've talked about hero products. And, if we could not see our competitor or, they weren't visual on like social media nowadays, you wouldn't be able to see what's coming in. Like
we don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Now we know what's next and we're all rushing to that finish line to create that product and how we're going to sell it better than the next.
Yeah. But I feel like it fuels your ideas. I feel like I like in this space, like before, like commercials used to be so basic, Seeing someone else's stuff, not even just to compete, fuels ideas,
It's exciting.
Yeah, like that's an exciting thing. I think sometimes I don't think of people like sometimes I get tired of like, who's your competitor? First of all, if you ask me, nobody. Right. I'm sorry. Like, that's to someone who is, doing contract work or, consulting you, they're like, yeah, no, you have competitors. But to me, yeah, nobody. Like, no one to me. Some people to me, like, it's just me. But in reality, you do have competitors, but that's not how I see them. I just feel like, they're my peers and they help me kind of fuel my ideas. Like, it's inspiring to see brands and stuff and then see how they grow and
who they're connected to.
Yeah. Because it's ever evolving and there's how many billion people in the world? Like
8.
Everybody can't serve 8 billion people. Like, so yeah, you can't please everybody. And I'm just like, that's why I say I don't think about competition because what are you talking about?
Everyone has a different audience. Yeah. There are people who still get relaxers and they're just like, no, I would never do it. There are people who are like, no, I want natural products. okay, well, the people who get relaxes are not my audience. Yeah. Yeah. You learn so much being a business owner.
Absolutely.
It's depressing. It's a learning and humbling experience.
Absolutely.
Next question. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what nobody tells you about running a business?
But no one tells you about running a business.
I can start. Go ahead. Okay. So, for me, I went to Portland State, got my degree in marketing. And in my marketing classes, they're just telling you how to be a marketer for Nike or White and Kennedy, just like bigger companies. But what if I wanted to start my own marketing agency? They just don't tell you that. You have to take entrepreneurship classes. And that's just really it. So for me, when I graduated, I'm just like, okay, well, I don't even know what industry to work in because I don't want to work in the sports industry. I actually don't want to work at a marketing agency. Like, I want to do something else. And you're just kind of thrown into the fire. And then that's when I eventually came up with Ella Dean. But also, my marketing class don't tell me how to be a business owner. They teach me how to be an employee, not a CEO. So I'm learning everything from scratch. I'm learning what an LLC is. There's money. You have to buy an LLC. Like, why? It's crazy. I'm learning what a trademark is. Got a trademark? What do you know? I was getting sued by a celebrity. Like, it's so much they don't tell you about. I didn't know anything about like ingredients and having an Excel spreadsheet of your inventory. You're just buying stuff. And then when you thought you ran out of something, you buy it again. You're just like, okay, well, there goes my hibiscus right there. Now you got 20 bags of hibiscus.
Oh my gosh, girl.
I'm a herb shop at this point.
Girl.
I'm
Don't
so
stop it.
irritated.
How many times I've done that? You are so right.
I have a whole herb shop at my parents' house. Like, at this point, come over and buy some because I didn't keep track of inventory at all. And same with the oils. I actually stored them in my workstation in my parents' garage. I'm thinking, oh, I ran out of mustard oil. No, I got 6 bottles in the garage and I just bought 6 more bottles. Like, they're not teaching you anything about inventory. And then also how to calculate your products, how to price it. I had to learn that on my own, and I hate math. I just, math is not for me. And I had to teach myself how to calculate everything. Okay, how to calculate it by ounces. And I still don't know. I have to like go back and look at it because I haven't done it in a while. But it was tough. Like, you're thrown into the fire, and some stupid reason you really think you know everything, but you don't know shit at all. You're just lost. I charge my oils for $14.99. But now they cost $24.99. And even then, I'm still kind of like, they might need to have to go up. But I'm also trying to be a little nice. It's difficult. You're not really confident. You think you're confident.
I've been told you to go up on them oils. I've been told you to go up on them oils. Like, I've been told you that. Who are you being nice to?
Exactly.
What are you being nice for?
Exactly. You're afraid that no one's going to buy your products, but there's people be like, oh, okay. That's all it costs?
Yeah, and that's what you want. And I think me just even as an esthetician, like being a service provider, I complain to you all the time about these people, not seeing your worth. But, I have come to terms that it's just like, some people not gonna see my worth. And it's like, oh, good. Okay, I'm not for you. You're not buying. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, that's something I've gotten over. I know my products don't cost as much as, some of these, I'll keep on saying quote unquote clinical products, but, they cost as much to me as they should, and my point and my price point is because I want you to be able to try this product over and over again. Right. If it works, you should be able to buy it over and over again, as opposed to it being $100 for a 2-ounce bottle of serum. That's going to be gone. And now you're supposed to buy that 5 times over. That's $500. Yeah. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous sometimes. And then the ingredients are trash and blah, blah, blah. So I'm very big on like integrity and stuff like that. And I just, like I said, when I dive into stuff, I see the price of, some of these ingredients, and baby, the price of some of these products, not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. So, yeah, in that way, when you get me as an esthetician, you get someone that has extensive knowledge in ingredients, science, how things work with the body. Like
Mhm.
that's what you're essentially paying for because
Right.
I don't care about who is the most poppin' skincare brand at the time, what all the girl is using. I don't care about the vampire treatment,
Right.
the salmon sperm. I don't care. I don't care what's trending. I don't
Mhm.
care about any of that. I care about what works
Mhm.
scientifically,
Yeah.
with your body, with your lifestyle and things like that where it's just like, sometimes I do fall into feeling like, that imposter syndrome, like, should I be using the dermalogicas and
Mhm.
the circadias and the things like that. But it's like I am very much honing into exactly what works,
Mhm.
and a lot of the products I've created work and I'm standing 10 toes on that. Like, that's me in 2026, I'm standing 10 toes on the fact that the things that I have created work, and Imma show y'all.
And consumers are hard. Consumers are kinda like babies, you're trying to get them off that bottle. Not that they're
Mhm.
so they're used to bigger brands,
Mhm.
and it's like, "No, this is what works over here," and it's not me trying to persuade you because consumers are gullible, but I'm really trying to plug you, like, "This works, this is clean."
Mhm.
How many products do you come across that are made with organic fruits, vegetables, and herbs? You guys claim you're healthy living.
Mhm.
Use this. These other products are going to burn you over time, or they're not going to work over time.
Or plant derived, plant based, like, also, the FDA don't regulate too much in that end. Like,
Mhm.
it's just beauty is just not a regulated market. And it's just because people think of it as vanity.
Mhm.
Who cares? It's also part of the pharmaceutical market.
Right.
So a lot of the things are being made just so that they can give us the cure to it as well. And we're constantly circulating that money within the pharmaceutical market as
Right.
well. And that's what entrepreneurship is, as you can see,
Mhm.
is doing that deep dive research as to why things are the way they are. How can I change them? You know, Oftentimes we create things because we want to see a change and we start creating things for ourselves
Right.
and then we figure out by talking to people and explaining to people this great thing that we started doing for ourselves and then they're like, hey, I want to try that too.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, let me do more research and see how this could help all of us. And I think we've also like even just talked about how like when we start businesses,
Mhm.
oftentimes, we lowball ourselves and, stuff like that. Like you say, you want to go up on price, but you're trying to be nice, but oftentimes we lowball ourselves because, you want to be affordable. You want to be accessible.
Mhm.
I don't think even this is about affordability. It's about being accessible to the people that, are marginalized are n- or are not thought of in this market.
Exactly.
So but also we're doing a disservice because who's to say these people don't have money?
Mhm.
We
We're
know,
judging them and
like,
assuming.
yeah, like, Ray has always told us, like, people are gonna buy, like,
Mhm.
people find the money.
They do.
For the things that they feel like they need
They
and they
figure it
want,
out.
they figure it out. Oftentimes, even when it came to like facials and, doing these services, and I feel like I often still do it too, where it's just like, oh, what should my price point be? Because I'm too scared to charge this because of whatever factors,
Mhm.
or I just want, to be accessible to people that I don't normally see investing in these things.
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of times it's not that they don't have the money, is that you have to tell them why they should spend money with you.
Yeah, you have to be
You
a
know,
marketer.
especially
Definitely.
as Black people, there are not a lot of things that are for us.
Mhm.
And we,
They don't teach us about beauty and wellness in our Black community.
yeah, and we pick and choose how we spend our money.
Mhm.
And even when it comes to each other and spending our money with each other, we often question, what is it about this that I needed?
Right.
What I need this for?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, my clientele is pretty much Black.
Yeah.
Like my clientele is Black. And I get people from all different classes or, whatever in lifestyles and honey, maybe they come because they feel like they need it.
Exactly.
That is something that they need. That's the space that I've created that they feel welcomed.
They saw the results too.
They like the results. They like the knowledge that they leave with, because I deep dive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like being an all around entrepreneur, business owner, especially in this beauty industry, you have to go above and beyond to get people to trust you, because this is an industry that, the marketing is it.
Exactly.
You could be selling boo boo in a bottle. As long as your marketing is on point,
They
baby.
gonna buy it.
Like we said, there are people putting salmon sperm in their face, y'all.
The marketing is bomb.
The marketing is bomb.
That is something I did learn in college. Like, your marketing has to be good. You have to be persuasive. And so when it comes to my products, I don't try to sell people Eladine. I just tell them about the product, what it can do. I feel like as a salesperson, I'm becoming too pushy, and it feels like I'm selling a credit card. So now they're like, oh no. But if you just tell them, let them sample it, smell it, try it out. They're like, oh, I want it. Your hair looks so healthy and shiny. I want my curls to be that long or that moisturized. Well, then use the oil, use the shampoo and conditioner. And then they go home and take it. And I let them call me and they're like, Nicole, this changed my life. I love my hair. It's so soft. I'm getting rid of the other brands that I'm using. Because like, you trusted me. And then also my products, my family was born here. So they feel connected to my brand. They feel connected to my grandma. So they trust me. You got to get consumers to trust you. I treat every consumer like they're my best friends. I always tell them, call me, text me anytime. Girl, I'm always awake. And they do be calling me at 3 a.m, but I talk to them. I get that sale at 4 a.m.
Yeah. And also I feel like even hearing you talk, like the way you run your business is so much different than mine. It's totally different.
It's so different. It's crazy.
So different. Where I be like, fuck no.
Exactly.
I'd be like, no, like, maybe she had got the shit in the trunk. You talk about like being in marketing class and like kind of becoming like this poster girl salesperson. I feel like we all are like that. And even me working for like corporate places, that's what you see. The poster girl salespeople, like, you need to buy this product because da da da. I feel like I have learned it within my own business to come from like a storytelling standpoint. That's why I do, talk about like, not seeing people in my family or even Black people in general, like not really indulge in these things because people connect to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because like, I do provide services and things like that. And I feel like I said, all of us have heard that white people shit. That's some white people shit. Go get facial. That's what white people do. Like I've told you about the little microaggressions just from older Black women.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, well, what are you going to do? Just going to wash my face? Like, it's just kind of like, like, it's that thing that they don't feel welcome, and it's my job to make them feel welcomed or to try. Like, all I can do is try. I'm not going to make you do anything, but all I can do is try and show you the benefits of this. Like, for you, your health, your skin, to see the results you want. You're confident.
Exactly. And you're right. Like, thinking about it, we do run our businesses differently because you provide a service and you can actually just stand there and people just look at you naturally and then sell your products. For me, you think it's the episode of Snowfall. Literally products in the trunk. Outside with it. See somebody at the gas station with curly hair. Hey, you want this? Come to the trunk. I'm like, fuck yeah. But it works.
Yeah, it works for you. I feel like what works for you works for you. And that's also the thing about business. You can't look at the next person.
No, you can't. Because then you'll get, you'll go off road or whatever.
Yeah, I had a friend who she had started a hair business before me. She would go viral. She would go viral. And honestly, to this day, I think she still goes viral for her stuff, for her products and stuff. And, I'd be like, damn, like, how you do that? Da, da, da. As soon I had to realize, like, you're not the viral girl.
Exactly.
Like, you are not the viral girl. Not that I'm not entertaining. Not that I don't have a good product or whatever. I'm just not the viral girl. And also, I don't care to be.
Exactly.
Like, I really didn't care to be. Would she get hella sales? Yes. There were times like, girl, she would give 500 orders. Like, she
Mhm.
really would. Also, I had to realize I don't have a product that has fragrance, color. Like, she had a really fun product. Her thing was going viral. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't go viral. I come from more of a trustworthy standpoint, like clinical almost. Like,
Mhm.
it's very strange, but like, yeah, like my marketing was just different. And I feel like I would at first get like, damn, like why people don't like me? Like, why
Mhm.
I don't go viral? Why my shit not fun? And go viral. It's like I would go viral sometimes, but based off of my personality.
Mhm.
So I had to realize like it might not be my product, but it might be my personality. So a lot of times I go viral because of my personality.
Mhm.
And I had to realize that like people are buying from me as a person, whereas like they're buying her product because it looks a certain way. And people
Exactly.
eat with their eyes. Where I'm selling these really natural products with lavender and
Mhm.
all the little natural things. And it's like more of they want to hear the knowledge that I have. They want to, you know,
They would connect with the person behind the product, and I think we get lucky with that. They wanna connect with us. They wanna know, like, who's Polk Apothecary? Who's Ella Dean? Yeah, it'd be overwhelming, but that's what they wanna know.
yeah. So I've gotten used to just putting myself out there as a person as opposed to putting the product in front of people
Mhm.
and be like, "Hi, you should buy my product because of this." Because now I've learned that people are buying from me as a person and my knowledge.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like you should start telling your story more.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like your audience will widen. I feel like it already kind of does. Like now that people are starting to see who you are as a person, like
Yeah.
I feel like your audience has widened.
Mhm.
You have more people buying your products that is like they weren't a customer before. Maybe they were even just a looker.
Right.
But now that they have seen you outside and
Yeah, I noticed that.
in more like normal
Setting.
places instead
Mhm.
of like at a market, at a table, like
They get to know right
trying
now.
to sell your product. Now it's like, oh, I've got to know her. Now I want to try her oils.
Mhm.
You feel me? So I feel like you should definitely start putting yourself in your story out there more.
I'm
'Cause
embarrassed
you
now.
love I get it, your grandma, like, that is your story. It's kind of her story, but it's still your story. But even, like, yeah, like, I don't know, shit. Yeah, like I said, you the op, so
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that when I was starting Eladine, I used to always tell myself, I want to start Eladine because so many of the owners of different hair care brands have like looser curl patterns and they just need to see people with like tighter curl patterns. Girl, not even realizing I'm part of the problem. Like I
but you are not,
am
but also you're becoming an advocate. Okay, also, I've never had acne.
really?
No, I've
Oh
never had
my
acne or nothing, but I advocate for the acne, hyperpigmentation, that
God.
community because of people that I care about and love, friends, whatever,
Mhm.
suffering from those things. So shit, you got a nappy headed friend, you feel bad for me? Heck, you keep products because you feel bad for my nappy headed ass. No, just like you feel me? But it's just like that's good. Like, even though it wasn't your problem, you saw that it was a problem.
Yeah, because at that time, you got even just men talking about, "Oh, I want her because she has the good hair." And that shit is hurtful to women because what does hair have to do with it? That's not her personality. But men
Mhm.
have always said that. And I can be honest and say I've never had that issue. Even like when Chris Brown had that verse of like, "Oh, I want my girls with the good hair."
Mhm.
So many women went off on social
Mhm.
media. I personally felt like he was saying he just wanted his woman. I didn't think he was talking about like just the looser curl pattern.
Just night hair. Nice hair.
I guess, like,
Mhm.
but also I knew what everyone was talking about, like how they felt, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I couldn't relate to it because
Mhm.
my natural curls do look like this, so
Mhm.
I don't have like the type or like B and C hair,
Mhm.
so I never get offended. And I always feel bad because I feel like a lot of hair care brands were shifting away from catering to the type 4 hair
Mhm.
and making those women feel excluded. And then of course, it doesn't help with the men always commenting on something and like, oh, I like her because her hair is looser, her curls are. I have men today be like, "Oh, what are you mixed with?" And I'm like, I know they're looking at my hair because my real hair comes down to my waist, and then my curl pattern is like loose. And that's why they like me. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Mom is black. Dad is black. 11% white. If you want to get into details, it's technical.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I felt
Yeah.
bad. And it's like, no, I want platform to cater to all types. Even though my chemist said it's very hard to do it
It is
because, the textures are different.
and also porosity and density.
That's
and
what
all
she
those
said. She's like, I appreciate you for like wanting to include, but you're going to have to be like, this is made for curly hair. This is made for coily hair. You're going to have to, but at least you're going to create products that's for that instead of making it seem like one product can relate to everyone. So yeah, I always felt bad.
And I feel like even create like, bridging the gap with that. Like eventually you'll grow. Maybe you'll have different lines within your line that it's like, oh, okay, if you have, porosity of this and your hair is this density, like use this, group of products with
Right.
I feel like that's where you can bridge the gap. Like, is it expensive and all that? But I feel like eventually that can be a thing. That can be a thing. It's just like having to do the research and stuff to do that. But yeah, like I'm the same as you. Like, yes, you don't have 4C hair, but you saw the problem with that. You felt bad. Shit. I remember when, Cardi B, that's a light skin, dark skin thing in the strip club.
Yeah.
You feel me? Whereas she's not a dark skinned girl, but she felt the pain of dark skinned girls in the strip club and strip clubs in general and would advocate for them.
Exactly.
No, I'm not dark skinned, and yes, I'm the one that y'all are approaching, but still, it's not good that they're leaving home with not as much money as I am, and they got more kids than me. Just because of how they came out their mama coochie.
Right.
But
It's so funny because she came out light skinned, but like Cardi B's hair tighter than mine.
No, yeah, she was 4C, 4B. Yeah, she pro.
Yeah, no curl pattern whatsoever.
Yeah,
Maybe a little wave. That's it.
barely.
It's just like, whoa, you have tight curls, and that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Which is why men should shut up when they talk about this type of thing because they don't know what they're talking about.
Girl, half the time they be talking about their mama. Half the time they be talking about their mama.
Literally.
Yeah. That's why we touch on them. That's why we don't second talk to them. But
yeah, I don't know. That's how it was for me. Like I always felt bad. Like, no, the natural hair community, technically it was targeted for type 4 people. And then the type 3 girls kind of came in and made the attention about them. So now society says no, only girls with type 3 hair are acceptable. They're prettier. And again, I never could relate to it. Like I shut up when girls be like, I feel like, and they're talking about type 4. I'd be like, I'm only type 4A, and that almost still goes kind of towards type 3 because the curls are looser. So I'm like, I shut up. I don't speak on it at all. I don't advocate. I don't know what they go through or anything.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I
like
found a product that works.
and I feel like that even goes back to like the conversation about like relaxers and stuff like that. Like, how do we know some relaxers wasn't good for type 4C hair? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your experience was like, my hair didn't fall out of the I like, I don't know the conditions. Like, I don't, I don't know. Also, was we doing the research?
No, there wasn't.
All black girls was just doing it. Like, that's just the beauty industry. We follow the trend, what everybody's doing.
Straight hair was acceptable.
Yeah, like
you're not cute if you don't have straight hair.
It's not even you're not cute. Your hair's not done.
Exactly.
Your hair is not done.
Not well kept. It's nappy, and it's like I can't control
this.
This
Is the natural state of my hair.
Exactly.
Just like Becky with the good hair, she can wash her shit. She come out and she front shit and come to work. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I can't do that.
But I have to straighten my hair. I have to go through hell and put chemicals in my hair to make you feel like I'm done that.
Just to cut it all off in the end because it's so damaged and it's
just fine. Because it makes you feel better
and comfortable. Bye.
Yeah, no,
I'm not doing that. People can't control what grows out of their scalp. They just can't.
Yeah. So I feel like from even just the esthetician standpoint, like, no, I don't come from having acne and horrible hyperpigmentation and breakouts, but I saw my friends and people just, be less confident in that. And, our skin gets darker with hyperpigmentation and melanin. And I want people to be happy. I love seeing people and showing them their before and after them and being like, oh my God, like, what? Like, wait a minute, like, this was possible? Like, yes, it was possible. Like,
I love it.
So,
I love that you get before and afters. I don't get that from customers, but also who's taking before and afters with hair, it just hair, you kind of do your hair and you just go. You're not even thinking about it. But I do love that customers are telling me, yo, my edges grew back. This side used to be shorter, now it's longer. I don't know how they would exactly document it. Because I feel like when you worry about your hair too much, it does not grow. You're too focused on it. You just gotta be calm. For me, at least, when I'm worried about it, it just won't do what it needs to do. Because you're too focused on to hit a certain goal.
I feel like my suggestions to that would be, I mean, yes, you are already an established business, but it's nothing to, call on people to do, a 6-month hair growth challenge. People will email you. First of all, if people know that they get free products, discounted products, whatever, they're gonna do it.
Right.
Also I've learned people like to see themselves.
They do.
They like to see themselves on your page. They like to, and it's not even just to like, ooh, there I am. It's more of like they like to see their peers see that they support you, that they're supporting someone. Also
have a trust too.
yeah, like that's how you build the trust. So I feel like even being like, hey, I'm doing this, a 60-day hair growth challenge. Like if you suffer from blah 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 blah, you'll get these products, and I need you to document. And I used to have people sign a contract. Like for sure. Like I will document this process. I will send in these pictures every week, and this is a lesson to everybody. And I would say, and if this does not happen, you will owe me money for this product. If I do not get the content, you will not owe me money for these products.
Yeah.
It was not for just to give you free products. It was for this, for me to have this content and research, so that I can sell more. So you're not about to have me at a loss.
Because after a while, consumers want to, like you said, they want to see themselves. They can't just trust the owner. They want to just see people with different hair textures. They want to see people with different skin types. Of course, your skin looks amazing. You're an esthetician. Of course, your hair looks good. You sell hair care products. What else? I want somebody with damaged hair.
Yeah, I want somebody that looks like me.
Exactly. Someone that looks like me. I want to see if their damaged hair went, it got healthy, it's long, it's flourishing. I want to see someone who has really bad skin have clear skin like you. Because we know what to do. We're marketers and salesy people. So
yeah, but also we make things that, I mean, it works. Like no one cares that you're saying this works. Well, duh, I make it and I'm selling it. So
of course,
why would I ever sell something that I don't think works? So I feel like that's where with marketing, like I think everyone, once you have a business, of course you believe in the product. You make it or you sell it. So yeah, it's only right that you actually believe in it. So I feel like it's good to get you some models, like get you some people to do a 6-day hair challenge. But also with that, you have to give them a routine.
Yeah.
People like routines. So this will be I want you to wash your hair once a week, or, and then when you do the oil, take blah, blah, blah and massage your scalp for 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, you have to tell them the order of products to use so that they know how to lock in moisture. And, you have to do the extra work, and you have to make them believe that by doing this routine, they will get the results that they want. And if they truly do get the results that they want, they'll you.
Right. Even with conditioner, because, obviously I have conditioner. They're like, so is this like a leave-in? And I'm like, it's not a leave-in conditioner, but it is light enough to be used as a leave-in. But it's like, girl, you have curly hair. But I understand as the owner of a business, still have to tell people, with conditioner, you can leave a little bit in your hair. We've always done that with curly hair. Just leave a little bit in. But as a new consumer, they're like, oh, I don't know. Do I have to rinse this out? Some conditioners, they say rinse out after 5 minutes. So I have to tell myself, Nicole, don't get irritated, because what you do with your hair, they probably can't do. So just tell them, like, you can leave it in or you can rinse it out, but don't leave too much in. Like, you do have to hold consumers' hands and just kind of walk them through the process.
But on that end, knowing what your products do on certain hair types is going to be an up for you.
Right.
So if you see somebody with 3A, 3B, 3C hair, you could be like, you can or cannot use this as the leave-in conditioner, or you can, wash out the conditioner And, just don't wash it out too much. Just, definitely get the, residue out. But, whatever. And then maybe people with 4C, more dense, whatever porous hair. It's like, oh, you can use it as a leave-in conditioner.
Right. And who's
But those are the things that are going to really sell your product, because then you're not leaving anyone out. But you have to tell people how to use your product. I can't just give products to people. People will really be like, so which product do I use first? Even though there's a cleanser, there's a toner, there's an exfoliant, even though I know how to sit on them, I can't just hand them a stack of products and be like, here you go, have fun.
Right.
They don't know how to use them, and guess what? They're going to sit there, and guess what? They're never going to buy again. So I feel like even still, having a card, if you had breaking it off in sections, if you have whatever hair, should be your hair care routine with my product. How much to leave in, how much to use, how often to wash your hair based on your hair type that you're going above and beyond, and doing those things are what's going to definitely sell your products, bro.
That is true. I do that with the oils though. Not like have a booklet, but I tell people if they have like straight hair, like natural straight, I'm like,
you just tell people,
there
needs to be a page on your website with these instructions. Breaking it down. You have 4 type hair, 3 type hair. This is the routine for your hair care, and they can go to it every time. And that's also on your card. That's all, those are the things, whether it's the QR code, whatever, on your whatever. Like, it's just, people need a routine. People have to be told, telling them, even when I'm after doing someone's facial, and I'm like, okay, so this is what you're going to do when you go home. I tell them, but I also let them know I'm going to text you this information because I know you're not going to remember, but I'm telling you so that when you read it, you're familiar, because I've already verbally told you. So it's really just kind of a reminder, and you visually can see it now.
Right.
But I've already explained these things. So when you read it, you're like, oh, okay, that's what she was talking about when she was saying. So I feel like, yeah, it's a lot more work.
You are holding your consumer's hand, but I mean, I'm a consumer. They got to hold my hand.
They got to hold your hand.
Just like we don't know how to use every product.
So yeah, for people to get the results that they want, I feel like even creating that, like, that's how I came up with my bundle. I had people try the products, what I thought would fit with them based on what they showed me of their skin, what they were telling me of it. I placed them with the products that I made and created a bundle for them, right?
Yeah.
And based on the results, maybe I'm switching out products, maybe I'm not, if it's going fine. But that's how I created my bundles. So it's like, okay, she had really dry, sensitive skin. So I know that these products are made for dry, sensitive skin, and I can create that bundle. She had oily, combo, hyperpigmentation, blah, blah, blah. That's how I can create these products, and I can label them as what, they're for. Is this for all skin types, or is this really for just oily type? Or maybe you're a combo person. I try to put all those specifics under the product so that it's like, okay, I don't necessarily have, oily acneic skin, but I have oily sensitive skin. So I'm going to use this product. And they're able to even build their own skincare routine. And that's what set me apart from other brands. Because no other brand can you really build a skincare routine, because they have one of everything exactly for everybody. No one breaks down who it's for, based on skin type, or sensitivities or hyperpigmentation. No one does that. So that's where I had the up. I said, okay. So I knew that, okay, that's where I'm going to win at. Yeah, smart. So I'm not just a brand that's focused on acne. It's like, shoot, you build your own skincare routine. What do you need?
Yeah.
What do what does your skin need? And now you can build that. You got combo skin. Okay, you need some hydrating product, but you also need some products that are going to soak up the oil. I got that for you.
Exactly.
Build your routine.
For me, I would love to build a routine. I know when I come out with the hair cream this year, it would be a lot more easier for people to just build their routine. Because not everyone uses oil.
That's true.
And so they're going to need like the shampoo, conditioner, and just the cream. Oil really is optional. So even I don't always use oil.
And also, being transparent like that. Yeah. That is going to make people trust you, because You're not just trying to sell your product to whoever. You know, like I hear people all the time, like, should I go get laser? I went to this laser place and they said, yeah, I can get it. And I was just like, no.
Right.
They don't care about you.
They're just trying to get paid.
They're just trying to get paid. They could have easily said no. And you can be like, thank you. Because now you trust them. And then maybe later on down the line, what if they do get the equipment to do that? But now they done told you can come get something that you really shouldn't be getting because they don't have the equipment you need. Now you don't trust them.
Exactly. You're not going to trust
But they
other laser
brands.
brands.
Be like, you know what? I'm not going to lie. We don't have the equipment that we should for your skin type. But even offering a suggestion, but I know so and so does.
Exactly. Having alternatives.
Having alternatives speaks volume. There's a lot of times that I'm not going to sit here and sell you a product that I know not going to work for me from my line.
Exactly.
So what I will do is tell you who does have it, who else's products will work with my product, and make sure to make sure I still get the sale. You know, but also keeping my integrity and also keeping your trust. I'm not getting the sale from that.
No.
You know, but I'm keeping your trust, your integrity. You're always going to know, oh, I can trust her. I can go ask her a question. I'm going to rely on whatever she tells me because she was truthful from the start.
Exactly. Like even with my oils, I just don't tell everyone, oh, just get this oil. No, one of my oils is thicker. Honor thy crown. Please don't use that. It's going to be too thick. You're going to have a hard time washing it out. You need to have a tighter texture for this. If you have an itchy scalp, use this. Do not use no time for flakes. Like you don't have dandruff. I never want to just sell a product just because I know I'm going to make money. No, I need for this to work. Like I had a customer be like, oh, I bought Honor Thy Crown from like this other store. And I don't know, I just didn't like it. It was too heavy. And I'm like, girl, why don't you just get looked but don't touch? And she's like, I mean, I never met you at the time. So, and the store owner was all like, oh, who's Honor Thy Crown? And I'm like, as much as I love being in a store, that's why I don't like people selling my products from me because girl, you actually don't need either products. You need no time for flake. So I'm gonna give this to you for free. And then you can buy the conditioner. And then she sent me a long text message and we're just like, oh, this was the product I needed. Because Nicole, I was sold on like not buying your products again. Like, I'm like, yeah, because you bought a really thick product and I bet it weighed your hair down. Because she is Asian with straight hair. It's like, girl, no, you don't need that. Get the no time for flakes. And then you can also rinse the product out. You don't have to leave it in. I rinse that product out. I never use no time for flakes as a leave-in. It goes out. I put in my deep conditioner. No, it changed her life. She loved it. This was last summer.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't always put oil in your hair, but you do, but you just like wash it out. Like, that's a routine for someone. Like, you know, you're still getting the sale, but also you're teaching them how to use the product and how to utilize it to make it work for them. People think it's like, you know, common sense, like, I know how to wash my hair. Just like, I thought you got lady and what? I want you just wash my face. Like, you know, you have to tell people like, it's not just about washing your hair. It's about how you wash your hair. You know, like, sectioning it off. Like,
yeah, you have to learn that.
Putting those things on a card makes people feel like, oh, okay, I have to do this. Like, this is not an option. To get the results that I want, I need to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. It's like, no, this is what you need to do to get the results that you want.
You need to make it relatable.
You know, to make sure the product and you get it's always on. Make sure you get the most use out of your product. You know, because if people don't feel like they got a use out of the product and they spent all this money,
they lose the style.
You know,
they don't focus.
So teaching people how to really use the product, save products and stuff like that. At that point, get a subscription. You know,
that is a subscription.
Yeah, at that point, get a subscription because at that point they're like, oh, okay, all these steps, step 1 through 5, got my hair growing on my scalp, got my shit soft, got it, you know.
Healthier than it's ever been.
Healthier. It's over here looking long.
Never grew past my shoulders. Now it's growing past me.
They gonna say it was all on that card.
From using fruits, vegetables, and herbs.
Yeah, but also you taught them how to properly take care of their hair.
I feel like we answered the third question, to be honest, but there's more to it. Beauty, wellness, and building something real.
Beauty, wellness, and building something real. I feel like building something real is hard in the beauty industry because it's definitely a vanity place. It's a place where people can be whoever they are. Whoever they want to be. I mean, pretty as they want to be, you know, in that sense. I feel like when it comes to wellness and why I like being in the wellness space is You have people that are more intentional about how they're treating their body, taking care of their hair. And I feel like it's not a just fly by night thing. Sometimes they cross because I feel like, people are turning term wellness into a trendy thing, but the real wellness people are making sure that it don't become a trend. But I feel like I like being in the wellness space more just because more people are intentional and real about what they want and their goals. And, they come when they're ready. And just building something real. I've really just been learning that telling my story and how I got here and just being real about that builds a real business. I feel like, we've talked about how during COVID, we getting these checks, people because of like just all of the Black killings and just, people, I guess, finally realizing that, Black people have been treated wrong. Everybody had their sympathy, that, it was up for us. But I feel like within that, there were people who were like, oh my gosh, like people who were popping and maybe they did have a good following themselves, but it was like that jump in boost in income of like this income that we were just being handed. And it was just kind of like they didn't know what to really do with it. Like, so it was like, let me go buy a storefront. Let me go buy a new car. Let me go buy the warehouse that I don't even have to put in people's, and now I'm gonna get a staff, and now I'm gonna, all that money. I always tell people all that money that you did not make organically, and it goes to show that you don't know how to use money so that it grows for you. So a lot of these businesses don't exist. They fail. They came crashing. Exactly. That hyper grew and they came crashing down. Whereas I was like, well, I'm gonna buy all my bottles while they're still the same price. Like while I can still get things. And utilize discounts. Right. I paid for influencer marketing. I did everything that I'm just like would help me make money after all of this was over. And even after that, you remember it was hard to get certain things. It was hard to get bottles. It was hard to get because they were using that for hand sanitizer. I had 1,000 already. I had thousands already because I had did that when COVID hit. I used that $1,200 motherfucking, check to go do all the things I needed to do. And at the time I was on unemployment. So I used all my unemployment checks to just stock up on inventory, pay for marketing. Like, girl, please buy a storefront. I'm still here today. Where it's like, okay, like I can see me getting there, but I'm getting there organic. Yeah, I'm not in a rush. Yeah, I'm not in a rush because I'm not in a rush to come crashing down because I don't know how to handle, the growth that I'm wanting. Yeah. So I got excited and then I'm happy to just still be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy with the decisions I made and the choices I made with the money I had that was free. But I'm glad that I just didn't put it into something that, eventually wasn't going to appreciate. Right. There are businesses that depreciated, mine appreciated. So I feel like building some real slow and steady wins the race. Yeah. And also it's like I got people in different states and different regions that know exactly who Coco Pop Carry is. Yeah. Buy from the brand, believe in the brand. Shoot, people asking me at this point to come rent studios in their fucking city so that they can get facials. So I've built that trust where, I'm here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going nowhere no time soon. No. Yeah. We're doing good. I say for me, I love the beauty industry, but beauty is judgmental. Very, very judgmental. For sure. The people are harsh. I've learned that when I first started Eladine, like, okay, some beauty brands are actually, they kind of snaky. The owners behind the brand, you think everyone's your friend? No, they're not. They don't even let you sit at the same table as them. So you have to create your own table and you have to come up with your own definition of beauty. Because if you follow what society says, it's not going to work out at all. And so I just kind of learned to start my own table and not be so close to the other beauty brands. If I am going to get close to them, I'm trying to utilize their resources.
and figure out. But also, I'm not getting close to the hair care brands. It's more like makeup and skincare because the hair care brands are technically my competitors or they're my peers.
Yeah.
And then building something real. This is my first time. Actually, no, it's still in my second business. I had a bath bomb business. Bro, that's colored essentials.
I didn't know that's right. I know that right.
So embarrassing. So I would say, yeah, with Eldine, I'm really learning, like going into details of how to build a business, wanting to utilize, I guess you could say, my family's business, nepotism. I'm doing that. It's like, yeah, I'm one of those people that was able to use my family's nepotism to get what I wanted. You know, some people don't have that luxury. I did it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep utilizing them until I don't need them anymore. And honestly, I'm at a point to where I don't need my family's business. Not in a rude way, but I have my own foundation. I want to be like Paris Hilton, where y'all see Paris Hilton, y'all don't even think of the Hilton Hotel. I completely forget about that hotel. Completely. And that's where I'm going to be with my brand. When you hear Eladine, you're not even thinking about the salon. And I think I've gotten people to that point where they're just like, I want Eladine, I want the hair care brand. They're not trying to go to the salon. And that's what they were trying to do in the very beginning. And then people see me out in the streets. Like, it's not just markets. They do see me at gas stations. They see I have products in the trunk. Even at going to the strip clubs, they see it all. So they get to know me like one-on-one and learn about me, learn about the brand. They learn that I'm fun. I'm just human. I'm a regular person. I'm not trying to sell them anything. And so they're like, oh, this brand is real. I'm not just being fake like other brands where they just want to sell the product and they don't care. They just want to make their money. I'm just happy that you like it. Yeah, I definitely need the coins, but I'm happy that you like it. The fact when people call me and say this word, my dandruff is gone, my itchy scalp is gone, that makes me feel so happy on the inside because when I made so long itch, I don't have an itchy scalp. I don't have psoriasis either. I don't have eczema. No, like you guys had to tell me that it worked. And that made me feel comfortable. And so now I know how to make so long itch. And that's what you guys like. And I do it for y'all. It's something real.
It's something real. Nice. Something real.
And I did that. And I'm what, 6 years in? Almost 6 years in? Crazy.
Yeah. As your friend, I'm saying this on camera. You're going harder this year.
$250,000.
You're going harder this year.
Absolutely. And yeah, I don't have a choice after what happened on my birthday.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, you're going harder this year. Just because, honestly, okay, this is also the thing. Why I said we run our different business. We both have families in business. Even though mine has nothing to do with hair, where yours is more on track. Mine is just like, you know.
Well, yours more city.
Kind of, but I don't know if that man really did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what beef they got. I just don't know where I'm just like, I'm my own person. I run business very differently. I just was like, yeah, I never wanted to attach that. And like I said, I can see why you do because it's hair. Like, you know, that makes sense. Like, that's your way in. Right. You know, like my grandma, I got taught how to take care of hair.
Exactly.
I was in the beauty shop. I was a beauty shop girl, like, kid or, whatever. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's how you build your trust with your customers. Whereas, like, I feel like mine would be more community based. Like, where it's just like, oh, my grandpa has the longest standing, like, frame shop in Portland. Like, that ain't got shit to do with skin. Like, it would be more like, oh, okay. Like, just a connection type thing. Or, he is a really good person. He is, a filler or whatever. He's framed so many people's family portraits and, things like that. Or, having the figurines, like, he's a staple. But, I try not to connect myself to there. Or I hate when I have to like be like, oh yeah, my grandpa, like
if they want to know too much about you.
Or like, oh, last name Pope. So you're related to so. So, I have that, but I definitely try to set myself apart. Because like I said, I don't know who do and don't like these people in my family. So
right.
I have to create my own lane.
Don't step
on that. And I feel like, yeah, you're ready for your own lane for sure. And like, we've talked about before, there's people who are just calling on you because of the connection to your family and not getting to know your business, which
there's no benefit to it,
which is keeping you. And I don't want to say stagnant, but it's not getting you further. It's not benefiting you at all. Like, they wasting your
Yes,
essentially.
Yeah.
Like, they're wasting your time. And yeah, I think, like, this year is just like, yeah, focus on the people who love you, and I think building more trust with your clients, with, just telling them how to really use your product and why they need the shampoo, the conditioner, the oil all together. And I need you to bring them scrunchies.
Working on it. Oh, I miss the scrunchie.
Yeah, no, I think your business could definitely soar because, like, you're probably the only ones I use. So, and that's because I made you tell me about them.
Yes.
I have made you tell me about them, which makes me like, oh, okay, how about them? So I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 other people like me. So
Yeah.
I need you to just, think.
I tell them more compared to before.
Yeah.
Before, I feel like I didn't have to, like, because I use my family's house so much. It's like, oh, I'm the granddaughter, just buy it. But now I'm just like, no, I'm tired of them. Tired of the people. Yeah, that's included.
Now just like, I just buy my
You trust the family, you're gonna trust Eladine. But now I'm like, no, I like to talk. I love consumers. Let me tell you why you need liquid but don't touch. Let me tell you this. And I make sure I market, at least I try to. My hair always looks good.
Yeah.
And I can demonstrate on my hair, like, this is how I use the oil. I put it on my scalp like this, the hair or the ends. So this is what you can do too. Or you can leave it in and rinse it out. I leave this in or I rinse this out. So I talk more to my consumers. I send them emails compared to before. I wasn't doing none of that. I was letting them just buy it and they could read on the website. But if they don't know how to use it, they just have a product sitting at the house.
Yeah. Dude, I would even develop little blogs or cards and stuff with a certain hairstyle. You want to achieve this hairstyle? This how you use my product in this hairstyle. From the wash to the taking it out, doing the oils through the you know what I'm saying? Like,
Ooh, that's why I miss the spreadsheets. I used to do like little.
Yeah, just like, even the tutorial, just even on the card, take a Eladine scrunchie and then you put it in, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would be surprised at how much you have to direct. We know that, but like, you would be surprised even your most loyal customer. Girl, I got a loyal customer that been buying products since the beginning. So the Coochie product. When I tell you, I have to tell them how to use everything all the time.
Can I leave it in?
But guess what? They keep them coming. So I'm going to do it every time.
Every time. And they see a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that's how you build trust. That's how you build something real because these companies aren't doing it. They just saying, hey, this is a good product. You've seen me on TV. So buy it.
Yeah, they feel entitled.
And I feel like as you grow, what is going to keep your customer base is, not having that entitlement and making sure you're still catering to your clients, and your customers. And I think that's, building something real.
Yeah.
Like, is getting big, but still catering, still taking the time and effort to put out knowledge and things about your product instead of just buy it because I'm popular. Like, it's going to be that, buy my product because, although I've grown, I'm still keeping the same integrity. And we've talked about that before.
Right.
Like, if I'm going to sell my business, it's going to be somebody who keeps the integrity of my product. And this shit sells because of what I have in it. You're not about to go change it, because what I have works. So if that doesn't work for you and you feel that you have to change it, you're not about to buy my shit.
No. And that's the money's not important. Like, no.
Yeah, no, it's not important. So building something real for me is like, as I grow, I still want to make sure that my clients and my customers are informed and still feel like, even if they're not talking to me, you should feel like you talking to me. Or, still being the CEO that I'm putting out, a genuine message or genuine blog or, things where people can talk to me or, things like that. I don't know. I just feel like being genuine throughout growth is always going to be.
I know. I agree.
Okay, y'all. Damn, we got deep.
Yeah,
we got deep into the business shit. Deep. Do you have anything to add?
No, we just gotta go hard this year. 2026 is our year.
Yeah, I feel like going.
I feel good about it.
I feel like even having you around, I don't think like I get like, oh my God, like, No. Like, so conscious, like, about my business. Like, even right now, like, you're the literally, you are the only business owner friend that I think I've had or, have or have had that I can literally be transparent and say, "Hey, I think this is what you should do, and this will make your business better," without you getting
like, who do you think you are? You don't feel healthcare. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to no advice. And I'm like, what we going to do?
And it's like, and it's not even like you be like, "Oh, yeah, like, I'm going to say, do whatever you say." It's just more of like, and okay, I hear you. Like, it's not like you getting mad. Like, I feel comfortable enough to be like, "Hey, like, Mel, have you thought about things this way?" Or, but at the same time, I don't get mad that you don't do it. I just be like, "Bitch, I already done told you."
Exactly.
I already done told you what to do.
Exactly.
I mean,
And the stuff you have told me, my business has gotten better. I make a lot more money. I'm also more older, more mature. I know what to do. I've gotten more creative. Like, even though it sounds crazy, going to the strip club is crazy, but it's creative.
And I just felt like that was your thing. Like, I feel like that was your thing. If that works for you, work. But like, yeah, like if that works for you, great. Do I feel like that worked for me? No. And I'm not, that is your thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I support you. I totally support you. Do I feel like I could be a strip club? No, but maybe these coochies, like, maybe a few of my products are still for the coochie cat. But a body scrub, but I'm not about to be in there. So you're acting like you have oily and dry skin. I'll wait till you get off stage. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going up to the tricks like, yes, so daddy, you got eczema. You,
That's me. I can do it.
you can do that.
I walk up in there like,
so how you been? Yeah, I feel like even, I'm sure we'll get to this later, but even having like a business friend or whatever, like sometimes it's hard to have business friends because people get offended. Like you can't tell them nothing, they know everything because you're not in the industry, you can't talk on nothing, you can't speak on nothing. It's just kind of like
But see, I like our friendship because you're skin, I'm hair. And we both know the scalp is skin. I can ask you skincare products that relates back to hair. Even with this school that I saw, like with one of the chemists, you have to learn skincare before you can go to hair care. So I feel like, nah, let me utilize Morgan because she's going to help me with this. And I feel you, like I like being friends with someone like you. You might be the only one that actually I can like relate to a product and be a business owner because people do get offended or they do say like, oh, well, that's not your industry. But for us, hair and skin,
it's an approach. Like I feel like I'm not saying always like you need to do this. Like it's also like, I don't know if you've tried this yet, but if you haven't, maybe you should try this.
Exactly.
Like, or I did see this other hair care brand that did this, but maybe you can elevate that idea.
Exactly.
And make it better. But I seriously know people. I'm telling you, my old friend that I told you about.
Yeah.
Girl, you say something to her, girl, she act like you trying to run her shit. I out of business. I done. And it would just be like, girl, I'm a consumer. So I just,
Exactly. I'll just be quiet. But if you give me an idea, you know me, I'm quick to be like, girl, we should try this because it worked for me. Like, oh, I come up with something for us. Like, no, let's do it this way.
Yeah, like, don't never give jealous, never. And mind you, she also did hair care. I do skincare. So there was no reason to be feel that way.
Exactly.
At all.
No, I like us. Like, we know what we're doing. We know what we're talking about. We're always plotting and scheming together. Yeah. It works for us.
It works, but it's also like, that's what works in business. Like, being able to go to somebody and like bounce ideas off of, especially if that person uses your shit.
Exactly.
It's kind of like,
you're getting reviews.
yeah.
Testimonials.
And it's like, I've had a friend that is like, I give products to, and I'm like, oh, have you tried it? Oh, no, I don't. First of all, now, bitch, I want my money because I just gave you product and you didn't even use it. And you over here was acting like you want to use my product so bad when really it's like, you just was trying to be nice.
That's their
You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to try to be nice. Like, I eventually learned like, oh, okay, like, everybody not gonna buy my product. You know what I'm saying? And it might be my friend. All my friends not gonna buy my product. They might not see the point or, whatever. But to get mad, like, girl, I don't care at all. Like, this bitches who don't know me from a can of paint that buy these fucking products. Like, that's why it bugs me. There's a bitch in New York, Canada, wherever that will buy my product. Not worry about you.
No hesitation.
Yeah. So I just feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say you don't need a friend in business, but it's like, if it's somebody who's not going to support you, who can take constructive criticism or give proper constructive criticism without belittling you or telling you what to do or making you feel stupid, or I feel like,
that ain't for you.
You need that. And that's a part of even building something real, having someone to bounce your ideas off of, and someone who also believes in your brand enough to tell you what they feel is or isn't working or what could work better. Even if they heard something like, oh, so-and-so said something, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you should try that. It's just, I don't know. I feel like you need to have somebody that you can comfortably talk to about your business, because that's a sensitive subject.
It is.
Your business is your baby, and you need yourself and other people to handle it with care.
Yeah, because you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Also, you're not a consumer for your brand. You automatically think it works because you're thinking about yourself. No, it's no longer about you. It's like having a baby in real life. It's no longer about you anymore. It's about that baby. So listen to what your audience is saying.
Yeah, or it's like people we always just talking about, people who, because somebody told them that they food good, now they gotta go have a restaurant or a food cart. Maybe just because it's edible to you and then 5 people you fed in your living room
does not
mean you should go start a whole fucking business. It's like, it's just those things. Or sometimes I be in my head and, I go talk to mentors. I've just gotten, part of building something real, I feel also, is like, you gotta learn how to ask for help. You gotta learn who to go to and ask questions to. Like, don't recreate the wheel. Go to the people you trust that's already doing the thing that you're trying to do that.
Right.
Building connections is a part of building something real. Like, you can't do this shit on your own. Like, yes, you came up with the brand. Yes, but essentially getting to the top, you're not gonna get there by yourself.
Exactly. You need the people. You need the investors. You need a lot.
Yeah, you need people to encourage you. That's not getting there on your own either.
No.
Like, like, people are pushing you and encouraging you, even your customers just writing that review, like, you did not get there on your own. That is still a form of help.
You gotta thank the little people, for real. You really do.
But this was a good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I always feel like this is such a touchy subject, but it can be a very boring subject.
It can be, especially if you're not a business owner. It's like blah.
Yeah,
or
but
if there's someone who just thinks you know everything.
Yeah, but hopefully this helped people that are in business, struggling with business, want to start a business. Hopefully this is encouragement. Find your $1 million friend, your $1 million circle.
Yes, because it will happen.
Yeah, like I always tell people, Nicole is the only person that done put me in rooms and I didn't actually, whether I was there or not, she made sure Morgan and Poker Apothecary was known in the room. And, I'm always come with have you ever thought about, I'm always come with the ideas. I'm always tell you where I think you can grow, things that work for me or things that I just be like, nah, I think this will work for you, Yeah, I feel like transparency is key. And, because I used to really feel like, damn, like Nicole be helping me so much and she be connecting with so many people. Like, what am I doing for her? But, but then it's like, like we bounce ideas off of each other. We do different things, I feel like, for each other. So it's just like, I used to be like, damn, like, I'm a square. I don't know nobody. Like, I don't know nobody.
But I'm not letting my friend just like sit there in the corner and then I'm just going to the top. Like, no, what you do skincare and I'm hair care? Oh no.
Yeah, we tag team and but I feel like you also have to find somebody that's on that level of
exactly
hustle and wants to be there with you, not the person who just like put me in the game, coach, and they just want to still just go in there and bullshit. No, because once you shoot me the alley-oop, nigga, I'm dunking that hoe.
Exactly.
Like, and then that's just how it goes with us. Like, you just be like, yep, all right, this is Morgan. And Morgan's gonna tell you why you need her, and yeah, that's what we gonna do. Yeah, I feel like our introductions to people would just be like, they be looking at us like, Damn.
Like we're twins.
No, and people even though they're like, you and Nicole, we just tag team people. And we're like, yeah. We've learned that going to markets, put us together.
Next,
it's your whole little beauty corner right here.
Exactly.
And we've just learned how to work with that. And I feel like in business, that's what you need.
You need a friend like that because, like we say, you don't want a friend that just like, put me in the game. Put me on. No, you need a friend that has that same hustle. So yeah, Morgan, come on, Morgan over here.
But it's like you don't even need a friend that has a business or whatever. You can have a friend that does marketing, like
service,
something that it can put you just ahead of the game.
Exactly,
that's a benefit for you, and someone who's not going to be jealous of you, and who is going to give you essentially free game because they want to see you win. Mm-hmm. They literally want to see you win, whether you win first and you bring them, or they win first, and it's just that it don't matter who go first. Just as long as one of us get there, and we can carry the other one on our back. Let's go.
Yeah, like Napoleon says, I don't be tripping because if I get put on, you get put on. Vice versa. Like we both be hustling. We know.
Period. And that is it is. And I feel like that's the part of building something that's real. Like that's the type of shit you gotta do.
And it's hard having genuine friendships as an entrepreneur. And for us, we are genuine friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're the fun friends too.
No, for real. We have a good time, but we get that shit done.
We do, because when it's time to go to work, when you see them over there, okay, how we gonna do this?
But it's not even that. You be on your own mission. And that's what I like too. Like when you be like, oh, I'm in a meeting. I be like, wait, hold on, bitch, what the fuck you doing? I ain't even doing nothing. Let me get on the meeting.
Don't even for your name was mentioned.
No, don't. Let me get on the little meeting. Let's stop. Shoot. Like that sounds good. Oh, girl, I'm out here doing. Let me put some parts in my car. Maybe I need to ride around the city and do something. But it's like I just know the things that work for you and that you're comfortable with doing. Maybe I'm not. Whatever. But what works for me is that's what I'm gonna do. Also, I have a service, so I gotta be at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else on these topics? We can go on all day. So we need to stop here. Okay. So thank y'all for tuning in to episode 2
on
our terms. We say business, love. We're still trying to get it together. We are. We're trying to get our little tagline and shit together, but y'all get the gist. We on here, we talking about everything. Unfiltered. We are this is entrepreneurs after we clock out. Yes. After we shut our laptop closed, okay? That's what it's giving. Slams laptop. Okay. And this is what happens once we slam our laptop. We turn off the lights in the treatment room, in the production room, making products. Like this is us. Unfiltered, raw. I think I kind of like that. I just like this is us once we clock out. Laptop. Yeah. Slam laptop shut. Like this is us. The real us. Yeah. This is us when we get off work. All workflow. So yeah, we're gonna get it together. We're gonna make it flow. But hopefully y'all enjoyed, and subscribe and like and follow us on our social media platforms. That's in the description below. Period. Bye y'all. Bye.